like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, heck, we're even on TikTok. We're excited to engage with you. We hope you'll join us moving forward.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Market Mindset. And we've got Morgan Lekstron, President and CEO of Silver Hammer, with us today, which also went through a name change from Lakewood Exploration. It's been a few weeks since we've caught up with Morgan, and we're really looking forward to a lot of news that's come out. So let's get right to it. Morgan, how are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Like we're excited about this project. A bunch of news releases, as well as a second project and some additions to the board and technical team. You've been on the road, running around to show and conference to conference and talking to people. What's happening? Let's start just right from chronologically, right from the start. Tell me what we've missed and what we need to remind people about.
Oh, you missed a lot of things here. I mean, we changed our name from Lakewood to Silver Hammer. That was very big for us. That was indicative of where we're going with this company. You know, we are a single asset company when we started in May, brought the asset in June. And then we ended up getting these two assets in Nevada, both past producing mines, exactly like the one we have in Idaho, and have not been worked on since mainly the late 1800s. So we thought it was about time to reflect more on exactly what we're doing as a company, where we plan on going, and overall what our strategy is. And the Silver Hammer, says it all. Like, we want to build a multi-asset production with large exploration payoff company.
And devout followers of silver, because listen, everyone is seeing a lot more attention in silver lately, partly because of the FIA concerns, but also in large part because it's industrial use, and it really ties into the whole climate change and green movement, because we need a lot of silver, especially in solar panels and whatnot. So having silver focused and in the US, it's a great opportunity to focus on that market as well.
Yeah, it's super unique being that we're in the Western US. A lot of silver production happens in places like Mexico and in the US. But being able to focus on mainly the Western US and the two, I'd say, the most prolific silver jurisdictions in the United States, which is Idaho, that's like that Silver Valley, Coeur d'Alene area. Large companies like Hecla and Coeur got their start there. There's super deep mines, like 1,800 meter deep mines there. Our asset only ever went down to 90 meters, so we're really excited about that. And then, having assets in Nevada, that whole area is starting to go really well, actually.
Yes.
Nevada's the silver state, right? It got that name because of the historic Hamilton area, and we actually have one of our main projects called the Eliza Project is in that historic Hamilton area. So we're really excited to get working on that. And with silver in general, like, as an investor, I mean, I'm an investor as well, and I look at silver and how depreciating the price has been over the past, 30, 40 years. And now that there is that industrial use, and now that there is a disassociation from just being a hedge or a currency, it has so much room to grow.
It is a unique feature, and I know Warren Buffett, who dislikes gold, loves silver, and it's for that very reason, is that the fiat currency is certainly a concern, but that whole industrial side that people don't realize that silver is key in. It's good to remind people that that's a large component to this, and especially when we see some of the supply chain issues right now, like with shipping containers and whatnot. And I've talked to a couple other companies and in different sectors that they're kind of looking at this chain of custody or the logistics of, do we have to get our resources from way off in the middle of nowhere or here, and how long is it going to take, as well as the cost? Is that looking to home and somewhere like the US, where they've got building back better and they've got a big infrastructure program, there's lots of work going to be happening. I think they'd be very comfortable knowing, can we get a supply of some of these critical metals and minerals that we need in order to meet a lot of the goals that we have?
Yeah, I mean, I often refer to silver in the same context as copper. right? I mean, copper's gone up and it's holding very steady. And it is an industrial metal. It's used in everything. Silver is as well, and it's just less known that it's used. Solar panels are generally high silver use. It's just used in so many different applications. Electric cars, like everything has silver paste in it. If it has a microprocessor or a circuit board, it's got a silver paste to it, and that's made of silver. So, like you said, having a local supply, but also having that ability to attract amazing local people in the US. I mean, the United States is a huge mining jurisdiction. There's a lot of talent there.
Yeah, and remind us too, because the one fascinating thing, and we always like to point out companies that have such a strong model, and your like technical model is very strong, and also it's one of the clearest and easiest to read. If someone goes to the website and looks at the 3D modeling you've done, to get a concept of what you see as a company and why it's attracted. And we kind of say this all the time. If you've got a great project, it's going to attract great people, and vice versa. But if you don't have both those, there might be a component missing. And yours is a very compelling thesis to start with, and you can maybe remind everyone what that is. And then also it kind of leads into the addition to the board, some more technical advisors that have been brought to the board that kind of lends support to that as well.
Our goal as a company is to be a near-term production with large exploration payoff silver company. So we've gone after assets, and assets have come to us that are past producing, that have large exploration potential and meaningful acquisition. So the assets that we picked up in Nevada were part of that meaningful acquisition. That was a pure share transfer deal. You mentioned talking about additions to our board and attracting talent. Myself, I'm a mine builder type, and I joined the company with that idea of having amazing exploration people behind me, and also the idea of looking at building a near-term production potential mining company. Now, in saying that, we just added someone to our board. His name's Ron Burke. Ron is an exceptional leader in the exploration side of things. Ron was the ex-vice president or former vice president of exploration and former chief geologist for Silver Standard, now SSR Mining, a multi-billion-dollar silver mining company. He was also the vice president of exploration for Centerra, another large multi-billion-dollar mining company. He's been a part of some massive finds, including finds in British Columbia, including finds in the United States and in Mexico. So bringing Ron on not only adds this level, this pedigree and this experience to our board, but it complements our entire team. And having someone like Ron select to come on a board of a company that's 6 months old with 3 very high potential assets speaks volumes to not only our assets, but our overall goal as a company, our current team, and just what we want to do with this and how we want to bring value to our shareholders.
If I could put a personal spin on this for people who have followed me for the years, whenever I was touting Tudor Gold quite a bit, there's a tie in there because Ron Burke was a part of our major part of finding that discovery at Snowfield and at Brucejack deposits, yep, which people will know from the Tudor story because they're close by there and to the Pretium property. So people will be well aware of the name if they've been following me for a while. And that addition is certainly lit up some eyes whenever I kind of mention that to people.
Yeah, well, we feel the same. I mean, having his background with Snowfield and with Brucejack, the Pilar project in Durango in Mexico. I mean, these are not small projects or small finds. Ron has an exceptional geology background. He's been in the industry for more than 30 years. He really complements what Lawrence and Phil have on our team. Lawrence being on our board, having that geology background, that mine building or that company building background, but overall, just having those exploration experts behind myself on the team, having the team of capital markets folks in the background, including Jonas Lang on our board, and then myself being the mine builder type, like that should tell the market exactly what we're trying to do with this company and where we're going with it.
Yes, and it could remind people the milestones being met. And one being, I mean, back in mid-October or so, you began phase 1 drilling at Silver Strand. So that's exciting. I mean, it's ongoing, and what can you tell us right now? I know that sending things off to assays is painful to wait, but Where do you think, and it's hard to, I preface this too, it's hard to nail people down on timetables because it's a difficult time right now still in the workplace and the marketplace. But how is that going? What can you tell us about that over the last month?
So with the drilling at Silver Strand, this is unique. And then I like to remind people about this. We have an existing underground there. Most companies, when they go to permit in the U.S. Forest Service, take 1 to 2 years to permit to drill. We worked multiple avenues to get some surface drilling done and rehabilitated our underground in very short order, ahead of schedule, under budget, put in a new drill bay, put in a new drift and a new drill bay, which means we actually went in, found a new area that we want to drill from, and we blasted in a new drift, and then we put in a new drill bay, and mobilizing our underground a drill to that, and starting to drill our underground there. That combination of surface discovery drilling, making sure we are seeing exactly what we want from the geological model. Not always do we look at we want to drill everything. There's specific targets we drill, whether it's on surface or underground, because there's some definition that you need to do. You need to understand the geology of it. We're taking a different approach than what has been done at Silver Strand before. So having that data pack and being able to analyze that is one step in it. And that's, when you talk about when our samples coming out, when our drill results coming out, I mean, getting the understanding of those drill results so we can put an actual picture together is one of the most important parts. And you're right, assay labs, they are very backed up right now. So
yeah,
samples can take 8 to 10 weeks. Drill core is much longer. So we're very hopeful. But in saying that, they'll come out when they come out for us. We try to get them before the new year if we can, but you know what? It might be in Q1 next year. We're really at the mercy of those labs, and there's a lot going on in the U.S. right now.
And I'm glad you brought that into the whole mix too, is understanding, and I sometimes kind of cutely call them renovation stories, because you've got an existing mine there, you have a ton of data, but it's what you're kind of saying for people that are more generalists is the reinterpretation or the looking at it from a new lens with new education, with new techniques, with new technology. This is the big upside potential. If someone goes, well, if they left it years ago, why do they care now? You go, well, you care because in a lot of these renovation stories, you can unlock value that either just because of economic reasons, like a downturn, or individual company problems, they just left the site, they moved on to something else. And there can be, and we found in lots of cases where people go back in and reinterpret the data, it can mean a big difference, a big change.
Yeah, and something to remember about Silver Strand is, it wasn't one of these ore bodies that we think was mined out, right? It's only been mined to 90 meters depth. All the mines in that area, Sunshine, Lucky Friday, Galena, I mean, these mines go down 1,800 plus meters in the underground. So in looking at that, we think we just scratched the surface. There are non-43-101 drill results from the past. We do have the data. Obviously, we don't have the core on it, but it shows good grade. We had one hole that hit at 1,900 grams a ton silver. We've had multiple holes that hit at 600 grams a ton silver, but also having gold in it, 4.5 to 5.5 grams a ton gold. So we do have that overlying gold credit, which is very unique to our property. So in saying that, reminding viewers what most mines are built on, 150 to 220 grams a ton silver is a very profitable underground mine. Many mining companies mine less than that in the underground, and less than 100 grams on a surface mine. So we're very much in the economics of mining, the economics of silver as well, and making it worth it. So now it's just that definition of below the 90 meter mark, getting out on strike, getting out on depth, checking the plunge, like understanding what's there and coming up with meaningful programs to bring that ore body back to life.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you catching us up to speed, Morgan. We'll be waiting to see lots more results, but these are definite. When you want to see milestones being hit and attracting, good people to good projects, this is certainly on track. So I really appreciate you, catching back up and being back in town to be able to even catch up with us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been a whirlwind, but we want to keep it going, and we're very much do what we say kind of company. So we are actually everything we say we're going to do and more. So stay tuned for that. Thank you.
much.
Thanks so much, Morgan.